Welcome back. If you've ever wondered what Toronto's top chefs indulge in behind closed doors, today we have Chef Joe Friday here joining us with Canada's guilty pleasure, wine pairings. All right, Joe, tell me about your first dish and what wine goes best with it.
Okay, Adam, so first we have the nachos. Actually, can you take some of the green peppers, green onions, and just sprinkle on top of the nachos?
I can do that.
This is actually one of Chef Massimo's favorite dishes to pair with wine. Crazy, huh? Like, the wine here, you don't have to think about it. It's red and it's white. That's all you need to think about.
Okay.
Guilty pleasure means guilty pleasure. Don't look at all the other stuff, right? So I would typically have a glass of white with this.
Okay.
Let's dive in.
That's good, and you can
Just chip.
Take
That's
a
just chip. So like
cheese.
over 68% of Canadians agree that guilty pleasures with wine is their favorite, and these are the top choices.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just come home, flop on the couch, and have some chips and a glass of wine without anybody thinking about it. So if you're at home and you do the same, don't worry, you're not alone.
Because when you think of wine, you think a little bit fancier.
Bougie.
Yeah.
I think that's the word, bougie. You think you need to kind of overthink it. These are not overthinking at all.
That's a nice pairing right there. The cheese and the saltiness
The
of
salt and the zestiness.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect. And over here we have grilled cheese. So this is a pizza grilled cheese. Pepperoni pizza grilled cheese. You know what? You're gonna need this if you're gonna taste that.
All right.
But just take a little bite and a nice little sip of the wine.
Okay, so pizza grilled cheese. What is this?
It's pizza mozzarella, pepperoni, and sometimes you can add a little tomato sauce to it as well. And it's just greasy, and it's just good food with good wine without overthinking it.
Oh, so smooth with that.
You know, like, you don't have to be crazy pretentious with a filet mignon. You got some greasy foods. And then we have the fried chicken. Fried chicken is typical greasy food item, just super delicious.
And that goes with the white as well.
It goes with the white. You can go with the red. So the crazy thing, I chose this actually because next we have burgers. Because look at that. You got a guy on there with burgers.
I got serious, yeah.
I'm a burger guy, and I was like, man, okay. And it's called Greasy Fingers. So that's why this makes a lot of sense, right? So when I was looking at the LCBO, I ran into this, and this is the wine that I'm gonna be drinking with all the greasy foods because it makes sense. And so you can have the fried chicken with white or red. It doesn't matter, whatever you feel like. And
it doesn't necessarily mean, like, the protein doesn't really matter. It's the greasiness of it that just connects with the wine.
Yeah, so if you think about the whole science behind food and salt and pepper, fat and acid, is that zestiness, the acid that cuts through the grease, right? Like, that's what you want. And so you can have it and indulge without even thinking about it or even being too heavy on you. That's the amazing part.
Now, tell me about your burgers. These look absolutely stunning.
Yes, so these are my burgers from my restaurant, the Friday Burger Company. You know what? I had traveled America and Canada, 250 burgers I've eaten in a year and a half, and I came up with this burger, and you know what? This burger and this wine, or this wine, is perfect. So I would have it with the red. I've been drinking this for a while now and having burgers with it, so.
All right.
There you go.
Take a sip of that.
See, that's really nice. You know what? Let's cut one of these in half.
All right, let's try
for
that.
us.
We got about a minute left.
Okay. I'm gonna go quarters.
Quarters.
There we go.
All right, these look delicious. All right, so I'm gonna sip.
Yep. Sip. Take a bite. Or sip. That's what
I would say
about.
that's a perfect coupling right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Good eating. You know, typically I like to take the bite and wash it down with the wine.
This actually doesn't taste too greasy though.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So the grease and the fat that are in the actual burger, I drip some of it, but I let the rest go into the bun. So the bun has a little bit of that grease because you gotta have some of it.
I'll be seeing you later. All right, 30 seconds. What do you got here?
And we have French fries. You know what? It's one of Canada's favorite. All these are one of Canada's favorite. French fries, not your basic French fries. These are from my restaurant. They got a little spice on it.
Oh, nice little zip.
And you can have it with red or white. Yeah, and man, this is some good stuff.
All right, Joe Friday, thank you very much for your time. These have been absolutely delicious. What you can pair your wine with. Try to go for the salty and the greasy food.
Yep.
Great couple. Thanks very much.
Thank you for having me, Adam.